What's up, guys? I told you that we'd be getting another video out this week. I was having a hard time getting any clips to work from streams, so instead we're going to do this. We haven't done a video like this in a little while. Today I kind of want to talk about something that has been bothering me a lot. I've talked about it a lot on stream. I've talked about it a lot with my buddies. And I will try to keep this short, I promise, but I might go off on a rant, so we'll see. We're going to talk about like toxicity in gaming, specifically in Apex, because that's what I play the most often. And kind of why that's becoming such a big issue, because it's always been a problem for as long as there's been multiplayer games. It's been an issue, but with how much content creation is happening, with how much stuff is being posted to different social media sites, things are just getting really bad here lately, at least from what I've seen. Like, maybe you guys have a different view on that, but in my opinion, I feel like all that I ever see anymore is just constant negativity, especially on other content creators' postings, whether it's to YouTube or to TikTok or to Instagram or Twitter or whatever, even on Twitch. But I think that, especially like when it comes down to Apex, a lot of the things that have been bothering me here lately is like a couple of main things. For one, there's the constant disconnect between the casual player base or the like semi-competitive player base and then like the pros or the top content creators or stuff like that. Both sides feel like the game is catered towards the other side. So as casual players or semi-competitive like myself, a lot of times we tend to feel like the game's being catered towards the pros. And in some ways it feels like that, and maybe it is, who knows. But on the flip side, obviously, a lot of the pros, the content creators, they feel the opposite. They feel like it's being catered towards the casuals or the noobs or stuff like that. And maybe it is there too. Maybe it is. And it's really easy for us to kind of jump on the train of, oh, these guys are getting paid to play the game. Like, it shouldn't matter. Like, just be happy, you know? But that's not really how it works fully either. And I've even said that on multiple occasions. So I'm not saying, that I'm better than anybody. But it's just that disconnect, I think, is kind of the root of a lot of big problems, because you'll get people that they go and they watch these top level content creators. They spend a ton of time, interacting with them, and that's great. That's perfect. But then they'll take anything that those content creators say as law, and that's all that they believe. That's all they think now. And then you've got the people who don't really care and who just form their own opinions constantly, which, to be clear, it's not a bad thing to agree with people that content creators say, or things that content creators say. But it kind of forms a war against ourselves. And obviously, that's not good for anybody. That just causes more disconnect. It causes people to start to dislike others more. It causes problems for content creators, both large and small. And it's a huge issue. And another thing that, in my opinion, is becoming like a bigger problem is just the constant complaining. Like, it's been going on the entire time that the game's been out. It happens in every game. People are going to not like certain things. Other people are going to like those same things. Like, there's always going to be that feedback loop, and that's okay. That's part of what makes gaming fun. That's part of what helps devs put things together. That's fine. But it's the constant just trashing on people for things that they like or things that they don't like. Like, the last couple of seasons, right? Ever since the Rampage got introduced, people lose their minds over it constantly. I can tell you, if I were to scroll through my TikTok For You page right now and look at like all the different like small content creators I follow and everything, any single clip that has somebody using Rampage, even for half a second, there's at least like 10 comments of people just trashing on them for it. It's a gun. It's in the game. For one, sometimes that's all you find. And I'm not going to just not pick up a gun if I drop in to a FPS. And sometimes it's just a gun. It's in the game for a reason. Yes, is it overpowered a little bit? Yeah, it does an insane amount of damage. It's got long range potential. It's a great gun, and it's fairly easy to use. But it's also not that hard to counter. And people, instead of learning and adapting to these situations and trying to make the most out of it, all they want to do is just complain constantly. It's the same thing with maps. Every time that we get a map rotation, people are complaining about the maps that are in. And it doesn't matter. It could have been 1 week ago they were begging for this map to come back, and then it comes back and they're complaining about it. We need to just be happy with what we have. And I think most of you guys would agree with me on this. This is nothing revolutionary. I'm not breaking the chain here. But it bothers me so much. And I talk about this all the time on stream, especially. It drives me insane, just the constant need to complain. And I complain a lot, so that's saying a lot. I'm constantly complaining about something on stream. But I also understand that that is a very in the moment thing. Like, I'll get pissed off when I get killed by a certain gun or by a certain legend or in certain situations. It's bothersome, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not worth spending the rest of my time going and trashing on other content creators on TikTok or on YouTube or on Twitter just to make myself feel better. And so that's kind of the crux of it for me. And it's something that I've been thinking a lot. I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on it because we get to talk about it on stream occasionally. But I figured, why not make a video about it? Why not see what you guys think? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to admit that. But I think that most of you guys probably agree with me. So let me know what your thoughts are. Talk to me in the comments. And obviously, like I said, I talked mostly about Apex. But that's just because that's what I play the most. That's what I follow the most of the time. So that's what I know the best. This applies to all sorts of different games, especially BRs. It's a constant issue in BRs. It's a constant issue in multiplayer games anymore, just in general, because of the prevalence of access to information, the amount of content that's out, the amount of different voices that are being heard. All that's great, but it also leads to so much more ease of access to trashing on other people and just having to see people get trashed on. So, I don't know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Hopefully this is an okay video. If you guys like this, we might start doing more stuff like this. I think I'm going to be trying something new for next week's video, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to go follow me on Twitch and on my socials. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't. And as always, we'll see you guys next time.